Bring my son and my friend down.
A tense standoff outside a public housing complex in Melbourne. The government locking residents inside until they can test everyone there for coronavirus. The building's a fresh hotspot in Australia's second largest city, a place seeing new community spread and on its way to a second wave.
There will be no rent charged for those tenants for the next 2 weeks. Those who are employed and because of the hard lockdown cannot go to work, they will receive a $1,500 hardship payment.
But residents given just an hour's notice they'd be cut off for days. And Victoria State Premier Daniel Andrews locking down the whole metropolitan area of Melbourne again, effective Wednesday night, stretching at least a month and a half.
There is simply no alternative other than thousands and thousands of cases.
No one can leave their homes except for essentials like work, school, healthcare, and food.
We know we're on the cusp of something very, very bad if we don't take these steps today.
And the border between Victoria and New South Wales, home to Sydney, now closed.
What is occurring in Victoria has not yet occurred anywhere else in Australia. It's a new part of the pandemic, and as such, it requires a new type of response.
The response, a stark contrast to the U.S. Take Colorado, a state similar in size and population to Victoria. It has more than 34,000 cases of coronavirus and more than 1,500 deaths. Victoria has 2,800 cases and 22 deaths. Colorado has no lockdown, even as it maintained a consistent climb in cases. Just last week, the governor even greenlit preseason sports to resume.
I do think that the international community has seen how quickly this can get out of control. Some of those countries had experience with other pandemics, right, like MERS and SARS, and I think Australia has definitely taken those lessons into account.
It's a glaring contrast between a country where the coronavirus is out of control and getting worse, and Australia, where there are less than 9,000 cases, and fear community spread will make it much worse.
We have to be clear with each other that this is not over, and pretending that it is because we all want it to be over is not the answer.
I mean, I think the lesson we can take is that we can suppress this, right? We can.
James Packard, Newsy, Chicago.